Are you ready to feel the difference of truly hydrated skin? This winter, treat yourself to silky, smooth hydration with Osea's best-selling Undaria Algae Body Butter. Luxuriously rich, but never greasy, this TikTok-famous body butter is clinically tested to visibly firm skin and provide 72 hours of continuous hydration. Experience healthy, hydrated skin with clean vegan skincare from Osea. Get 10% off your first order site-wide with code WINTER at OseaMalibu.com.
On today's Smart 7, Rayner gets a grilling over Grenfell, courts stop Musk accessing private data, and much more. It's Monday 10th of February, it's Umbrella Day, and happy birthday, Chloe Grace Moritz.
The Smart 7. It's news, but not the news.
Deputy Prime Minister Angela Rayner has been under pressure this week and appeared on the BBC on Sunday to defend herself. The Housing Minister faced criticism over her handling of a meeting with bereaved families and survivors of the Grenfell disaster earlier this month. They were discussing the future of the tower block, which has remained standing since the deadly fire nearly 8 years ago. Last week, Angela announced in Parliament that it would be dismantled, but some families say their concerns were ignored and accused her of being aggressive in the meeting.
I certainly don't feel like I was aggressive, and if anyone felt that way, then I would be sincerely upset about that. I think what I tried to do is take a really difficult meeting and explain to people and make sure that those that were bereaved had that information and the survivors had that information before the decision was made public.
She was also pressed on her relationship with PM Sir Keir Starmer, sidestepping a question on whether she'd once texted a colleague that he couldn't run a bath. She was also asked about Labour's pledge to build 1.5 million new homes in 5 years, after figures show approval rates for new developments have dropped and house prices have hit record highs since the new government took office. But Angela insists she's not giving up.
Within the first month, I was asked, do you want to review what you said in your manifesto around the 1.5 million homes? But I wasn't going to give up on the target, and it's why we're determined to make sure we meet that 1.5 million homes.
An emergency order was issued this weekend temporarily blocking Elon Musk's government reform team, better known as DOGE, from accessing a Treasury Department payment system that holds the personal and financial data of millions of Americans. The ban will stay in place until a hearing on Valentine's Day and orders anyone who's accessed the system since Trump's inauguration to destroy any copies of the material. But Musk seems to be treating the whole thing like a video game.
The challenge is overcoming bureaucracy. I'd say the penultimate boss battle. The ultimate boss battle is defeating entropy, which physics tells us we cannot defeat entropy.
President Trump was in New Orleans for the Super Bowl, but he sat for an interview with Fox News beforehand, and he was not just giving Elon his full support, he's also got a big to-do list for him.
Then I'm going to tell him very soon, like maybe in 24 hours, to go check the Department of Education. He's going to find the same thing. Then I'm going to go, let's check the military. We're going to find hundreds of billions of dollars of fraud and abuse.
Sunday saw Israeli troops withdraw from Gaza's Netzarim corridor, a key stretch which separates northern Gaza from the rest of the Strip. It came just one day after Israel and Hamas carried out their fifth prisoner swap, with Hamas releasing 3 Israeli hostages in exchange for 183 Palestinian prisoners. Meanwhile, Israeli PM Netanyahu still appears enthusiastic about US President Trump's proposal for the US to take ownership of Gaza and turn it into the Riviera of the Middle East. He also denied poor treatment of Palestinian prisoners.
We took thousands of Palestinian Hamas prisoners. You want to make sure that he doesn't have suicide belt. So you ask them to take their shirts off. So now we have photos of thousands of these prisoners who have, without their shirt. And you will not find one, not one, emaciated. In fact, you'll find quite a few who are overweight.
Ukrainian President Zelensky confirmed in an interview on Friday that he's open to a deal with Donald Trump for continued US support. Last week, the US president said he wanted Ukraine to trade critical natural resources in exchange for financial aid in the war against Russia. Zelensky says he's willing to discuss a partnership, highlighting that Ukraine's reserves of titanium and uranium are the largest in Europe. Meanwhile, Trump claimed Sunday that he'd spoken to Russian President Putin about ending the war and has a plan in place, although he refused to say how many times they'd talked or share any details of the strategy. Zelensky was warning that any deal needs to be final.
A frozen conflict will lead to Putin coming back again with his aggression. Who will then win plaudits? Who will make history as the winner? No one. And this will be defeat for absolutely everyone, and this is very important for us and for Trump. He needs to not only end the war, he needs to do what it takes to leave Putin without opportunity to start another war against them.
Still to come on today's Smart 7, Liverpool crash out of the FA Cup and Demi Moore wins big at the Critics' Choice Awards. Right after this.
Dear old work platform, it's not you, it's us. Actually, it is you. Endless onboarding? Constant IT bottlenecks? We've had enough. We need a platform that just gets us. And to be honest, we've met someone new. They're called Monday.com, and it was love at first onboarding. Their beautiful dashboards, their customizable workflows got us floating on a digital cloud 9. So no hard feelings, but we're moving on. Monday.com, the first work platform you'll love to use.
Welcome back. The FA Cup fourth round was full of shocks and near shocks this weekend. Man City had to come from behind against League One side Leyton Orient, while reigning cup champions Man United scraped past Leicester City with a 2-1 win thanks to a stoppage time goal. But the biggest surprise came as Premier League leaders Liverpool were knocked out 1-0 by Plymouth Argyle, who sit bottom of the championship. Ryan Hardy's second-half penalty put Plymouth ahead, and they held on against a disjointed Liverpool side who hadn't played much together before. Safe to say, Liverpool boss Arne Slot wasn't happy.
Great game from Plymouth. Good game plan. They deserve all the credits for their performance today, and we were not having a very good day. Yeah, and then a result like this is the outcome.
Super Bowl 59 took place on Sunday, with the reigning champs, the Kansas City Chiefs, looking for a three-peat against the Philadelphia Eagles in a rematch of the 2023 final. Thousands packed into the New Orleans Superdome, with Taylor Swift and President Trump amongst the sea of celebrity faces. The Eagles won 40-22 to take the Vince Lombardi Trophy for the first time in 7 years, while at half-time, fresh off winning 5 Grammys last week, Kendrick Lamar took centre stage. As usual, the ad breaks were packed with celebs, including a bizarre ad for Stella Artois with David Beckham and Matt Damon as his long-lost twin brother.
We have something to tell you.
You have a twin brother we never told you about.
I'm sorry. So? What's his name?
Other David.
You called him Other David?
If there's 2 Davids, one has to be Other David.
Where is he?
Left him in America.
My brother is a famous soccer player?
Yeah.
So how famous are you? Like Matt Damon famous?
Maybe Ben Affleck famous.
How's the show?
The stars were out in Santa Monica on Friday for the Critics' Choice Awards, where Hollywood's biggest names got one step closer to Oscar glory. Anora took home Best Picture, edging out many of its Academy Awards rivals, while Emilia Perez, The Substance and Wicked led the film winners with 3 trophies each. Over in TV land, Shogun reigned supreme with 4 awards, including Best Drama Series and 3 acting awards. Clearly, the critics love a bit of swordplay, and Demi Moore's fairy tale comeback continued with a Best Actress win for The Substance, her first major role since 1997's G.I. Jane. With Oscar night just 3 weeks away, her chances of a big win look good.
For anybody out there who is still on their journey, still struggling to find their way, trying to get a script made or whatever it is that you do, because it hasn't happened doesn't mean it isn't happening. So just stick with it and know that dreams do come true. Thank you so much.
You've been listening to The Smart 7. We'll be back tomorrow at 7 a.m. Hit that follow button and have a great day. Give us 7 minutes and we'll give you the world.
To make switching to the new Boost Mobile risk-free, we're offering a 30-day money-back guarantee.
So why wouldn't you switch from Verizon or T-Mobile?
Because you have nothing to lose. Boost Mobile is offering a 30-day money-back guarantee.
No, I asked why wouldn't you switch from Verizon or T-Mobile?
Oh.
Wouldn't.
Because you love wasting money as a way to punish yourself because your mother never showed you enough love as a child?
Whoa. Easy there.
Yeah.
Applies to online activations. Requires port in and auto pay. Customers activating in stores may be charged non-refundable activation fees.